Bikers thought they could intimidate this woman. Her next move left them speechless. The quiet hum of Carla's car engine filled the air as she cruised along the desolate stretch of Highway 70. It was late, and the long day had taken its toll. She hadn't intended to be out this late, but work had dragged on longer than expected. Now, her only focus was getting home. Soft music from her playlist played in the background, a comforting distraction from the darkness surrounding her. When she spotted a gas station up ahead, relief swept over her. It was the first sign of civilization she'd seen in miles. The fluorescent lights stood out sharply against the black night sky, casting an almost surreal glow. Carla pulled her trusty Toyota Camry into one of the pumps, turning off the engine and letting the silence settle. She stepped out, taking in the warm night air tinged with a faint smell of gasoline. The station appeared deserted, save for a young cashier inside, glued to his phone. Carla swiped her card and started refueling, her gaze briefly sweeping the area. The stillness was eerie, but she wasn't nervous. Not yet. Then, she heard it, a faint growl of engines in the distance. Her heart sank as the sound grew louder, closer. Within moments, 6 motorcycles roared into the station, their riders clad in leather jackets with intimidating patches. They lined up in a neat row before silencing their engines. Carla could feel their eyes on her, the weight of their stares pressing down. She focused on the pump, determined to stay calm. One of the bikers, a tall man with a scruffy beard and mirrored sunglasses, dismounted and signaled to his crew. Their laughter rang out, the tone unmistakably mocking. Though she couldn't catch their exact words, Carla didn't need to. She could feel their intentions in the air. The pump clicked, signaling it was done. Carla returned the nozzle and made her way toward the convenience store, her steps steady even as her pulse quickened. The sound of heavy boots followed her, each step echoing ominously. Inside, the young cashier barely looked up as she grabbed a bottle of water, paid quickly, and walked back out. Her heart raced when she saw the bikers had shifted closer, effectively blocking her path to the car. The tall man leaned casually against his bike, arms crossed, his smirk sending a chill through her. One of his friends whistled mockingly, the sound grating. Carla tightened her grip on the water bottle and walked purposefully toward her car, refusing to show fear. "Hey there, sweetheart," the tall man called, his voice dripping with mockery. "Where are you rushing off to?" She didn't respond, unlocking her car and climbing in, locking the doors behind her. Relief washed over her briefly, until the man slapped the hood of her car, the sound startling her. "Don't be rude now," he said, leaning down to peer at her through the window. His friends laughed, the harsh sound cutting through the night. Carla's jaw clenched as she reached for her phone on the passenger seat, her fingers trembling slightly. The tall man tapped on the window, his smirk widening. "What's the rush? Stay and chat with us." Her voice was firm but calm as she replied, "I'm not interested. Let me go." His smirk faltered, replaced by a flicker of irritation. "Lady, you've got some attitude," he said, his tone hardening. The bikers surrounded her car, their presence stifling. Carla's instincts screamed at her to act. She rolled her window down just enough to hold up her phone, its screen glowing with a dialed 911. Her voice was steady as she said, "Step away from my car." The laughter ceased. The bikers exchanged uneasy glances, their confidence wavering. Before they could react, Carla reached into her purse and pulled out a small metallic object. It wasn't a weapon, but under the harsh station lights, it looked convincing enough. "I'm not playing games," she said, her tone unyielding.
"Leave. Now."
The tension was palpable. The bikers hesitated, their bravado cracking. Then, the growl of an approaching truck shattered the silence. An older couple pulled into the station, their headlights cutting through the scene like a spotlight. The bikers faltered, their confidence crumbling under the weight of witnesses. The tall man muttered a curse and growled, "Let's go." One by one, they mounted their bikes, engines roaring to life. Within seconds, they sped off into the night, leaving Carla alone in the sudden stillness. Her hands trembled as she gripped the steering wheel, but she took a deep breath, steadying herself. She had stood her ground and won. Carla's courage in the face of intimidation reminds us that strength doesn't always come from physical power. Sometimes it's about staying calm, thinking clearly, and refusing to back down. Her actions that night weren't just bold, they were unforgettable. If this story inspired you and you want to hear more tales of resilience and courage, don't forget to subscribe to Unfolded Tales Explained and hit the bell icon to stay updated. Join us next time for another compelling story. See you in the next chapter.